which not a great thing. Definitely a weird and interesting thing, but they got their reward, started to continue back to find the others in the group. Meanwhile, Mac left Echo and Vale to talk to his old colleague. Now, they sat down at a bench and discussed some matters. Mac found out that the Kryn dynasty, who they had already known, went to Uthodurn, and supposedly that's why the city was locked down. Well, his contact told him that it wasn't just the Kryn. The Rendallian Empire came to Uthodurn right afterwards, and this was when the city went on lockdown. And who would be the representative that the Rendallian Empire would send? Well, none other than Lord Baracus Obamius. A name that they knew well. So, Mac, speaking with his contact, found out that she wanted him to cause some chaos, potentially assassinate this representative from the Rendallian Empire, thus potentially forcing Uthodurn into a war they wanted no part of. Sounded like Mac was interested. Let's pop right back into that conversation and see what happens next. Mac, you were just sitting down at this bench. She had just told you what had happened, what the situation was. You asked for intel, and she said, "Does that mean you're interested?" I believe you said, "I think I am."
I said yes, I am.
Okay. So, in response to that, in response to "yes, I am," she will just say, "Very good. What would you like to know?"
Where is he gonna be tonight?
Well, if my sources are correct, he and a few of his guard will be renting out one of the rooms at Axebreaker Brewing Company.
I kind of raise my eyebrow at that. You mean they're not holding up in the castle somewhere?
They were for some time, but it appears they were given leave.
Do you know how many guards?
Don't know how many guards, but can't be too many.
And do you
They
know
don't
what
want...
room he's staying in? Because I'm assuming that they probably have more than one if it's him and a small entourage.
Well, they're not staying in the room. It's just a... From my understanding, it's a sort of private party room, if you will.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else to be aware of or that you know of? I mean, is it just standard guards, or do you know if they brought anything I should be aware of? Any mages or other sorcerers?
No mages, from what I can tell. There is one guard who's... He's been right next to him any time I've seen him. And he seems powerful enough. Some
Do
sort
you
of knight.
Do you happen to know the guard's name?
I don't.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm not gonna be here much past early tomorrow at the most likely at the latest. So I will do what I can tonight. Obviously, you'll know if I was successful.
Very good. Bugger, it is always a pleasure to work in your service to the dynasty. Is greatly appreciated. You honor
I
your
always
family.
do what I can.
Is there any way I can help you this night?
I don't think so. I mean, do you happen to have any more poisons? I do have a couple, but additional poison never hurts.
One moment, please. I had something. She'll, for now, when you say that to her, she gets kind of like a grin on her face, and Kaylin looks at you and just says, "Darling, I always have poison on me." And
That
she
was my
takes the...
polite way of asking. I kind of chuckle a little bit.
She takes a small vial um, out of a pouch and just kind of sits it down on the bench.
I'd rather no other help just because I was here before you guys even got here, and I would rather there not be any association of the official Kryn envoy to anything that may happen. So I kind of just like hold it between two fingers, like, and just this will be more than enough. And then slide it in my pocket.
That's what I like about you, Mac. Always thinking ahead. Always keeping your country out of trouble.
Well, do you know if he's there now? Or if he was going to be heading there?
Well, from what I learned, the room will be rented out from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock at night. I don't know exactly when he will be there, but that would be your window.
Okay. Anything else?
If you're not able to kill him, you could do just as much damage. If a Rendallian soldier went mad and directly attacked citizens of Uthodurn, or guards of Uthodurn. Either way, create chaos in the way I know you know how.
Will do. And on that note, I'll go ahead and get up and start walking towards the stall that I left Echo and Vale at.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
So Vale isn't where Echo is. He used disguise self to turn himself into like an older, middle-aged elven man
Mm-hmm.
and walked away. I don't know how much Mac may have seen, but did Vale see the poison handed? And if so, could he just see like, oh, she handed him something?
Roll perception.
Okay.
She was trying to be discreet, but you were paying attention, so.
It was an 8.
I would say no, you didn't see it. Or you might have seen some sort of like movement where it might have looked like Mac picked something up, but you definitely wouldn't have seen.
Very unclear.
Yeah, it's unclear is definitely the right word for it.
Okay. I think he would wait 2 to 3 minutes after he sees Mac before he would head back to that stall.
What are you looking at when you're waiting your 2 to 3 minutes?
I think he would just keep an eye on her, not
Okay.
like staring, but like just curious to see where she goes or what she does.
Sure. Yeah, after a few minutes, she actually stands up and begins to walk in the opposite direction.
Yeah, he doesn't follow her. He just notes where she went. That's all.
Okay.
And then after he feels like she's out of sight, then he would go and join them. So I'm sure they'll have a little something before I get there.
Okay. So, Mac, you're back at the place he left them. I know Echo was kind of doing his own thing too, for a moment. But I assume you'd head back to the meeting place, or
Yeah. Echo's only real goal was to make sure he stayed within 30 feet so that he could keep telepathic link.
oh, yes,
He was probably not putting as much effort into like watching what was happening, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Just like kind of keeping an eye on where everything was and not getting spotted. That was
Okay.
his only concern. So
Perfect.
I would say he's not trying to gather more information than what he might be given from Mac himself. So I think as he's approaching, Echo might kind of look a little shifty around and, well, everything okay?
Sort of. I may have to do something before we leave. Either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure when we're going to be leaving, but I may have been tasked something from my superiors. And something I can't say no to.
What did they ask you to do?
I've been asked to perform a job. I don't really think I should go into the rest. I don't want to get anyone more involved than you already are just by associating with me. But unfortunately, because of the fact that I do still have family back home, I kind of can't say no.
as you went through that description of it, Echo kind of like was standing a bit straighter, and I think his demeanor has gone very serious. I think he understands what you're. I think he's picking up what you're putting down.
I may be smiling a little bit, but Mac is like stone
Yeah, no.
cold, like it's, of grave importance.
If this is what it sounds like, Mac, I don't know what to say. I think maybe we should wait until Vale gets back and at least talk about this, because Mac, I want to help you, but I don't really know what to say.
I can't ask for help, and it's not something that I would feel comfortable asking help with. I think it's just something that I need to handle.
I think that's a fine time for Vale to come back.
So, I don't know if Max saw Vale change into like a middle-aged older man or not, but
I did not. Because I want to say you did that while you were still around the corner, or like around the stall before you came out. So I don't think I would have seen it.
either way, you see the elven equivalent of someone in his mid to late 50s walk up to the two of you, and then you just see the skin almost like dissolve in shadow and just wisp away, and then you see Vale.
That's new, but welcome back.
Are you all right? What just happened?
I have to perform a job before we go.
I think he's just still staring at you.
And I don't have much of a choice.
Okay, is this something that Vale would have, like, is this like some kind of groundwork Mac may have laid with him in the past? Like, I just want to make sure I act accordingly.
I feel like you would know some possibly of what I would do, like not like all details and whatnot, but I feel like you would have a strong enough inkling that you would get it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And probably know for sure what I was talking about, as opposed to I don't know how far Echo realized.
All right, so who's the target?
I'd rather not go into that. Like I don't want to involve any of you more than you already are.
I think Echo puts his hand kind of through his hair for a second and just takes like a couple steps off to the side. Is like just like get some air from a place. Like obviously everyone's already outside, but he's just like, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah. I think what might be different for Vale is this. You don't think you can say no?
No, I can't. My family is still back in the dynasty. And there are some orders that you don't say no to.
If they're in danger, listen, I know we've had some bumps along the road lately, but if they're in danger, I would like to help.
I understand that, but I can't ask you to get involved with my work. I mean, granted, I know that you understand the messiness of things more than most. Don't know if Echo is close enough to hear that. I would probably be saying that to where I'm probably saying that to where he couldn't hear it. But even then, I still would rather not get all of you involved.